Hey everyone, how's it going? Jairo Teixeira here once again. Shall we talk about dogs? Well, today I'd like to talk about excessive barking. I'm going to give you three situations that could be the cause, right? The origin of excessive barking inside an apartment, for example. It could be a house, but I mention apartments because, well, it's one of the most serious problems you have in an apartment because it goes beyond the apartment, right? When the dog is peeing and pooping around the house, when the dog is destroying objects, you get home and find things destroyed, that's a problem. But the problem is inside the apartment, it's all contained at home. Now, when it involves barking, that's when it goes beyond the limits of your space, your apartment, and enters your neighbors' homes. And that is an extremely serious problem because it can cause a great deal of annoyance, like really a great deal. Well, so I'm going to cite three examples, three situations that could trigger this excessive barking behavior. And this behavior has a solution, okay? It has a solution. At the end of the video, I'll leave a QR code there. You can get in touch with us through my course, My Trained Dog. You can solve it, and even better, prevent it. If you have a puppy, you can avoid this situation. It doesn't have to, the problem doesn't have to happen. I can prevent the problem from arising. Well, a very common situation is the dog that doesn't learn to be alone, right? When the owner is at home, they are giving attention to the dog all the time. So the owner lies to the dog, look, I am here available 24 hours a day. That's not true. It's not true because you're going to take a shower, go to the bathroom, go out to pay bills, go to the market, go to work. But the person lies. When they are at home, they are giving attention to the dog all the time. The result is that the dog doesn't know how to be alone. He doesn't know that possibility. And when the person leaves and closes the door, he is left without understanding. Then he can do several things: scratch the door, self-mutilate, eat his own feces, destroy objects. But I'm talking about barking, which is an expression, right? A symptom, a manifestation of the problem related to a dog that doesn't know how to be alone. In other words, a dog that suffers from anxiety in separation, in the owner's absence. So the person closes the door, the dog barks until they return, right? And she can often make this worse because she leaves. The dog barks. She comes back. Shh, no, look, shh, be quiet. I'll be right back. She wants to explain to the dog that she will come back. Look, in 1 hour and 45 minutes, I'll be back. And then she comes back and reinforces it, so the dog barks even more, right? Because he barked, the person came back, talked to him, gave him attention, So that is one of the reasons, separation anxiety. Another origin, right, root of the barking is when the person doesn't know how to manage the animals coming and going in that physical space. The dog is left loose around the apartment. Well, besides other problems that will surely arise, one issue is that the dog has total freedom. You give him the keys to the apartment. He starts to feel like the owner, right? Responsible for that physical space. Especially when the doorbell rings, he goes to the door opens, and he is the first one to greet people, okay? When you allow this, the animal starts to feel responsible. He goes to the door, he answers it, he transforms. He feels like the guardian of the castle. Guardian of the castle. This can involve aggression. I have already treated several dogs that attacked people because they took on the responsibility of deciding who gets to come in and who doesn't. He took on the responsibility because it was suggested to him, right? By allowing him to go to the door. So the dog starts to feel responsible. He starts barking to protect the territory, which is a normal behavior for a dog, protecting its territory, right? Marking territory, urinating, sometimes the urine is related. And barking. Then in the middle of the night, the neighbor arrives, the one who's a doctor, he was on call, he goes to turn the key to get in, the dog hears the noise, woof, 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 in the middle of the night. Or every time the person responsible for cleaning the building passes by, cleaning, woof, woof. Any noise in the building, the dog goes there to sound the alarm. Especially a small breed dog, which is more insecure because it doesn't have the size, the mass to stand its ground, to defend its territory. It tries to scare off the threat, okay? So it's very common. The dog answers the door, starts barking inside the apartment. And another situation too is when people get the dog excited when it's time to go out, right? Thinking, let's go for a walk. The dog is all ready. Look, leaving the apartment to go out on the street is an event. It's an event. The dog is going to go out, see the world. It's pleasant. It's enjoyable for the dog to go for a walk. So he's already excited. He's already anticipating. He has already seen the movement. He saw the owner change clothes, put on sneakers, grab the leash. He is already excited. Then the person on top of that, let's go for a walk, hypes him up and gets the dog agitated. He starts to get agitated, and in a little while he starts barking. He barks, the person, shh, no, shh, and leaves with the dog. He barks. He's in an agitated mental state. The person goes out for a walk. Walking is good. She reinforces that behavior, that agitated mental state and the barking. Understand? The person teaches the dog to bark. I've been called many times to resolve this type of situation, which people created themselves. Then she comes and says, Jairo, I picked up the leash, I started putting on my clothes, changing clothes, and he already starts barking. So I have to hurry because he keeps barking until I take about 5 minutes to grab my things, grab my keys, leave in a rush. Then I forget something, I go back because I forgot my wallet, and to hurry up, to run downstairs, to try to minimize the barking situation. Because the dog, the moment he realizes it's time to go out, he starts barking. Okay? So these are just examples of 3 situations. There are others that can trigger this excessive barking, which is a huge nuisance. You can be sure of that. But you can change this situation. I'll leave the QR code here, okay? Get in touch. In my course, My Trained Dog, you will understand and can solve it at home. And especially, guys, I believe in prevention. If you've just got a puppy or if you're about to get one, study a little bit. It will save you from a series of completely unpleasant situations, okay? When you buy or get a dog, you're going to have work and expenses. That's inevitable. Now, problems are optional. Look, I just recorded a video for my community talking about excessive barking and the solutions, what we have to do, how to handle the dog the right way to solve this problem. A problem that can be very serious. If you want to know about it, want to learn how to train your dog, want to become a professional dog trainer, sign up for the community. It has everything there. There are courses, several courses on training, behavior, natural feeding, everything you can imagine. It's all there, a complete package for an annual subscription, all right? Click the button and sign up. For those who want to learn about dog behavior, my community will be the place where a person will dive in and learn about the dog's mind in depth. So this idea of the community, it fascinates me. I am thinking precisely about creating this environment. When they have difficulties, problems, they can bring their problems, their difficulties to and seek out guidance. I will be interacting with people monthly, talking, solving cases. So one learns from the other, having Jairo as a mentor, as that guy who has the experience who will say, no, you are making a mistake because of this, do it this way, like this, like that. And bingo, it's science. There's no guesswork in dog behavior. Dogs are dogs, it's an exact science. In terms of content, wow, yeah, we talk about so many things. There will be complete courses, plural, complete ones. There will be recorded classes and varied subjects. People will participate, interviews, because this environment allows it, a closed environment. So the cool thing is this, it's all kinds of information that involves dogs, meeting a lot of people, exchanging experiences. And another thing, it's an environment to really foster knowledge about dogs, training, behavior, raising the bar, a healthy environment. I want dedicated people, people committed to the cause. I want people who want to learn and want to represent it correctly because, let's agree, we have to raise the level of cinephilia.